Hello, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live Ask Me Anything by Branded Business Consulting. How are you? Let's see, we have who online together with us today. If you are online now, please say hi in the comments so that I can see you there. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit intro about why do we have this live AMA on ESG and sustainability for businesses. So I am your host today. I'm Jia Xin, the ESG and sustainability consultant and also a trainer from BBC, our company, Branded Business Consulting. So today we are very excited to explore how businesses can integrate ESG principles into your business strategies. So before we get started, okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself and about our company. We are Branded Business Consulting, a group of passionate and experienced sustainability practitioners. Okay, so what do we do? We help companies to transform into a sustainable business model with sustainable, innovative solutions. And we believe that actually every businesses should have access to affordable solutions to make their business sustainable. And we are on a mission to help you to build a strong ESG and sustainability foundation to move towards to a low carbon future together. Okay, and that's about a brief introduction about our company and about myself. So I'm in this field for many years. So my connection with sustainability, environmental protection begins since my high school days, where I joined some NGOs for volunteering work. So from there, I learned about actually there are a lot of global issues on environmental, particularly from this charity organization, which the teachers in our school never teach us about that. Okay, and from there, I grew my interest in environmental and now moving into the sustainability, which covers economic, social, and also governance. All right. And yeah, so previously I've some practical experience working in corporates, managing sustainability matters such as ESG reporting, ESG rating indexes, and also working with consulting firms now. Okay. And yeah, so today I'm here as your neighborhood consultant on ESG and sustainability. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask about ESG sustainability, feel free to ask me now. Grab your chance to interact with me live on LinkedIn. Okay, so and then we also have something special for you today. So for this live AMA, not only that you get a chance to ask me your questions about ESG and sustainability, we are also gifting you something. So here is our promise if you stay until the end of the live AMA. We are giving away a free ticket, to one participant among our audience here in this live AMA to join our upcoming ESG and sustainability workshop, which will happen on 23rd November, next 2 weeks, okay, at Equatorial Plaza, KL. So if you want to have a chance to win this free ticket, here are the three simple steps that you need to do. Number one is to follow our LinkedIn page, Budget Business Consulting. Okay, and step two, so tag three friends in this live AMA video. So there's a comment section. So tag three friends which you think they might find ESG and sustainability interesting or they want to learn more about this topic. So tag them in this live AMA session and share this with them. Okay, and now step number three is to ask question. Ask question and engage with us. Okay, so that's the three simple steps that you need to do to stand a chance to win the free ticket to our upcoming ESG and sustainability workshop. Okay, so don't hold back and ask us anything you want during this session. Whether you're a curious individual or you're working at a company, okay? And we have got something that will help you along your ESG and sustainability journey. So let's take action now, ask question, and you might be our lucky giveaway winner. All right, so let's kick off this session with our first question, shall we? Okay, let's see the questions that we have now. Okay, all right, we have received our first question here. So we have this participant asking us how to measure E, S, and G. Measure. So the keyword here is measure. Okay, so when we say about measurement, so it relates back to data. Okay, so data, how to measure ESG data. All right, so here is a very simple step. Okay, so first we need to know that what are the ESG topics, or we call it the material matters that we want to report. Usually we measure ESG because we want to put the information in our ESG reports, right? Okay, so here the simple step that we can measure ESG is to establish a team first. So you need people, manpower to collect the data on your ESG. Actually, ESG data, example like environmental pillar, we have the energy consumption, water consumption, and also waste management. All these data are actually existed in your company already, just that we do not know where or who to get it from and to consolidate it in the report. Okay, so example, like the first example I mentioned, energy consumption. So usually if you have engineers, or you have utility department in your company, so they will have daily report saying that okay, for this month, this week, how much electricity is my factory consuming. So from there you can measure that throughout the whole year. Let's say for financial year and 2023, okay, my factory has consumed this amount of electricity. So by doing this, you know the data source and the data, the indicator that you want to measure electricity consumption by kilowatt hour, and that's how you measure it. Okay, and then so after you measure it, what's next? So we have a system to monitor it. We monitor the consumption monthly. We do some analysis like when is the peak consumption for electricity, and we'll find ways to reduce it, because we know that a factory we consume a lot of electricities, and actually we are also emitting GHG emissions, and this will cover under scope 2 indirect emissions from purchased electricity. So we monitor, we come up with some target reduction, and then we implement some project to reduce it, and then we can also measure the reduction. We measure the base usage, then we measure the amount reduced. Next, we measure our improvement. So by doing this, we are actually, you can see that we are measuring the environmental impact of the business. Okay, so here is about E, environmental pillar, and the example like for S, social. A very easy example is about safety and health. So I believe that for factories, you will have your safety and health department where they need to report lost time injuries or the number of incidents happen in your factory every year to our Department of Occupational Safety and Health. So from there, you can get the S social data specifically on safety and health from your safety officer. So now you identify your data source already. So you plug that data, put it in your ESG report, and next, improvement. So we come out with some campaigns, some safety programs to increase the awareness, safety awareness of your employees. And after a year, we measure it again to see that if there's any reduction in the number of lost time injuries and also the number of accidents. Okay, so that's for the S part. So what about G, governance? So I'll use corruption cases here as an example, or we can say whistleblowing. Okay, so some companies they have this whistleblowing channel for their stakeholders, either employees or their suppliers, customers, to say like a complaint or a channel for them to whistleblow that, okay, so when I'm dealing some businesses with your company, actually I found out that, okay, someone is trying to do something that is not so good, and I want to report it to your company. So if, let's say, in this financial year, your company received 10 whistleblowing cases, okay, and then so you realize that after investigations there are actually some cases that are just some merely accusation, or there are some actual cases that is true. So from there you can know that, okay, for this year I have 10 cases of whistleblowing. I need to increase the awareness or increase the integrity of my employees to make sure that everyone do business honestly, on a transparent manner. Okay, so we do some anti-corruption, anti-bribery awareness programs, integrity day, and then the next year we measure again. We look at the system, the whistleblowing channel, how many cases do we receive? Is it like reduced to a lower number, like maybe 5, 6, or probably it increased to 15 or 16? But the increasing of the whistleblowing cases, it doesn't necessarily means it's a bad thing, it's a negative thing. It's just that people are aware, they are conscious now that, okay, this thing is not ethical. I cannot let it be, so I want to report it so that the management will take action and to solve this problem within the company. Okay, so I hope I answer your question. So that is how you measure ESG data, report it in your ESG report, and then plan some improvement projects, track the data, and then you report the improvement. So the key takeaways for this question is not only that you measure, then you manage, and you improve. Okay, so I hope you find this answer helpful. Okay, all right, we have the next question here. Okay, so we have our audience here asking, may I know how to determine the best ESG reporting framework to be utilized? Okay, so actually, every day, I mean, for 2023, actually, you can see that there are a lot of ESG reporting standards, frameworks, guidelines in the market. So the most popular, I would say, is GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, is international and globally accepted. It is reputable. And another example is UN SDG. You can use the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals framework to report your ESG performance of your company. So there are many, many out there. So how to determine the best one for you? First, you need to understand your business operations. What is the nature of your business? Okay, so if you are a financial institution, then you will preferably to follow some accounting standards from accounting standard board, such as SASB. Okay, and if you are from operations, you are manufacturing company, so you would want to follow GRI, because if you look through the 34 material matters in GRI, the questions, or I say the disclosure items, are targeting towards this kind of businesses. Okay, and so number one, to understand your company nature of business, and number two is to be aware of the existing regulations in your geographical location. Okay, geographical location. So example, you are a business in Malaysia. Let's take an example which is very close to most of us here, Malaysia. So if your company is listed on Bursa Exchange, and Bursa actually has a requirement for main market and also ACE market listing requirements. So in last year, September, they enhanced the sustainability reporting framework. So there's this called Bursa Malaysia Third Edition Sustainability Reporting Guide, and it's applicable to all public listed companies. Okay, so this comes to place, and your company, if it's listed on Bursa, then you are mandatory, you are required to follow this ESG reporting standard. Okay, but a lot of times, if your company, you have customers, you have footprints in all over the world, international market. So you would not want to limit your ESG reporting standard to just Malaysia, example, some Malaysia. Okay, you would want to follow GRI. Okay, because your clients, your readers of your ESG report will be from all over the world, and GRI is a global and internationally accepted reporting standard. So you can use both standard, you map it, and you can see that there are actually some overlapping disclosure items. Okay, so that's how you can identify the best ESG reporting framework for your company. As I mentioned, the first point, to understand your company nature of business. Number two, to understand the existing legislative regulations that is applicable to your geographical location. Okay, and number three, is to know what is the interest of your stakeholders. Okay, so example here is I believe that you guys know that climate change. Climate change is a very big thing now, and especially countries like Europe, US, they are very they put a lot of focus, a lot of weight on the company's climate risks, climate opportunities. So if in that case you receive messages from your stakeholders saying that, okay, they are very interested in climate change, then you would want to consider to design your ESG report following TCFD. Okay, so TCFD stands for Task Force on Climate Related Financial Disclosures. Okay, so that's I can share with you the 3 points on how to determine the best ESG report for your company. Number one, understand your nature of business. Number two, to understand the existing legislative requirements at your operations geographical location. And number three is to understand your stakeholders' concern. Okay, so I hope these 3 points will help you. Okay, wow. I'm happy that I can see that there's quite some engagement on our LinkedIn live. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, so now I have a third question here from Shirin. Hi, Jingwen. Okay, so all right. So here is about what's MITI's new ESG framework about. Okay, so Shirin, I believe this you are referring to the MITI's IESG framework. Okay. So for this framework, it's actually about for SMEs. They are targeting SMEs. So just now when I'm answering the second question, the Bursa requirements is targeting towards public listed companies. But how about SMEs? We in Malaysia, our GDP, majority of our GDP is contributed by SME. We can see that SME is the backbone of Malaysia's economy, and we have no regulations or no one is guiding our SMEs to do ESG. Everyone is pushing the MNC, pushing the PLC, but we understand that, okay, Malaysian government realized that we need to do something with the SMEs also. So MITI come up with this IESG framework, which is somehow a very comprehensive, simplified ESG framework to help SME to report, not only to report their ESG performance, but also to give them a direction. Very important to give them a direction. Okay, I'm an SME. I have limited resources. I have limited knowledge. How can I start to do ESG? Okay, so if you are employees from SMEs watching our live video now, go to MITI websites and have a look at this IESG framework. It will tell you what's the easy way, a simple way that you can start to report your ESG performance and to start to do something to improve your ESG positive impacts and reduce your company's negative impacts on ESG. Okay, so thank you, Shirin, for asking this question. I believe that the audience are very happy to see this question because for our company, Bernard Business Consulting, a lot of them are from SMEs. And we are always wanted to help SMEs also. Okay, all right. So till now, we have three questions, and if you want to know more about ESG reporting, because how to effectively communicate all these ESG performance in your company to your stakeholders. Because a lot of times I talk to my clients, they say, I I do something in my company related to E, S, and G, but no one knows. I go to their company website, they say nothing about ESG. They are doing something, but it's not communicated to their stakeholders. Okay, so if you want to know more how to effectively communicate your company's ESG and sustainability, you can join us on 23rd November 2023. That's 2 weeks. Is in another 2 weeks on a Thursday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. We'll have our BBC Academy ESG and Sustainability workshop. Okay, so during the workshop, we will demystify ESG risks and opportunities for you to achieve business sustainability. Okay, so everyone online today, online with us today, please throw your question in the live AMA. Okay, so I will try my best to answer it and help you with that. All right. Okay, so we have the next question here asked by Jia Yin. Hi, Jia Yin. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so Jane asked, do I need a software to measure and monitor ESG? Okay, do I need a software? So the answer is depends on your company's I would say resources and the need at the moment. Okay, so I will split this into two different scenarios because I believe that we have audience from public listed companies and also audience from SME. Okay, so I will answer this question for limited companies first. Okay, so for a PLC, I believe that you will have a quite good SOP established in your company to make sure that all the data are effectively managed, okay? And there will be one source of truth, one source of truth. So if a software is there, then whatever, like example, if you have a sustainability executive in your company, then they go to the software and they get the data, then it will be the correct one. It will be the accurate and it's a reliable data. So a software will be very handy for such size of a company because the operations is complex. You probably have 600 to up to 1,000 of employees, and you are working with probably hundreds of suppliers, hundreds of customers, and in that case, a software coming into place will help you to streamline the process, to collect the data from the data source, track it real time, monitor it, and then to generate real time ESG report. Okay, so if your company is that size and you are dealing with so many stakeholders, I would say yes, you would need a software to help you to measure and monitor your ESG data. Okay, so now for the second audience, our SMEs. So we understand that SMEs, especially after the pandemic, everyone is struggling. Everyone is struggling, and we understand that. So, as if you are just beginning your journey in ESG and sustainability, we will suggest you to do not recommended to deploy a software yet, and you can start off with a very simple, a free tool, which is Excel. Because Excel is very flexible, so you are just starting your ESG reporting journey, so you can use Excel to design how do you want to plug the data from your departments and how do you want to present it. So after you are matured with your Excel, okay, then probably you want to expand your ESG data collection to your suppliers. or to your customers. So if you are thinking of moving into the supply chain to improve your company's ESG commitment, by then only you can start to consider to use a software, because we know that a software is not cheap. It is not cheap, okay? And it will be a burden for SMEs to straight away deploy a software when you guys are still very not familiar with the ESG management in your company yet. Okay, so that's my answer to you, Jayan. Thank you a lot for asking this question. I saw a lot of reactions there. Thank you so much for my support. So if you find my answers helpful and you want to share it, so please feel free to tag your friends, ask them to join this live AMA, because we'll end very soon. Okay, all right. So there's I think around 15 minutes left. So faster, tag your friend in this live session. Okay, tag your friends in this live session, share this with them, and if you enjoyed it, then please give me a like or a clap, support, a love button. Yeah, I'll be very happy to see that. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's keep the question coming. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yo, okay, thank you. We have the next question coming in by Janan. Hi, Janan, how are you? Okay, so we have this question. What are the benefits of implementing ESG strategy? Okay, so thank you for asking this, Janan. So there are a lot of benefits, but to keep it short and simple, I will summarize it to three. Okay, three benefits. Okay, so the first one, businesses. We look a lot, we focus a lot, we care a lot about our costs, right? Our costs. Okay, so by doing ESG, actually one of the benefits that people don't usually see is the return on investment, the cost saving that you will get. Although sometimes you need to hire a consultant in the beginning of your ESG journey, you will see like, okay, wow, I need to invest 4 figure, 5 figures in getting a consultant. But after that, you will realize that in the long term, probably in just 1 year to 2 years, you will get back the cost. So what do I mean by that? So an example on cost saving, let's say E. I use E, environmental, as an example. Okay, so we know that recently our government, Malaysia, just enacted the energy efficiency law. So if your company are willing to put some investment in improving the energy efficiency of your manufacturing operations, as an example. Okay, so you will realize that the energy efficiency management system that you deploy will help you to reduce your company's energy consumption, probably I'll say 5 to 10% per month. Okay, so probably we can see that from the proposal, your return on can be very fast, can range from 6 months or 1 year, 2 years. And after that, you will get cost saving continuously. So a lot of people doesn't see it. We see that, okay, in the short term, in this month, I need to throw this amount of money. But we need to see the long term. So it will bring the benefits of cost saving to your company. Okay, so that's the first example. And let's say the second example, I'll use S, social. Okay, so for social, we know that especially Gen Z, okay, so there's a research out there, a survey, interviewing Gen Z, okay, so what kind of employee do you want to work for? And surprisingly, they say that I want to work for a company with purpose. A company with purpose. Or they'll say, I want to join a company which do a lot of CSR activities. They go beach cleanup, they do some charity events. I want to join this kind of company because not only that I want to work, I also want to have fun and also to do some good deeds. So that's what our Gen Z are thinking today. Interesting, right? So, if your company is practicing ESG, actually you are attracting this pool of talent. Okay, and we believe that this pool of talents are very different from the other youngsters, young people who doesn't have this kind of thinking, this kind of mindset. So, if your company is doing ESG, and you put it in your website. So when the Gen Zs, they are applying for jobs, they look at your company. Oh, this company is doing so much good thing. I want to work for this kind of company because not only that I work to earn money, but I work to have a purpose to life. Okay, so the second benefit here is that if your company do ESG, you are attracting a good pool of talent to work for you. All right. Okay. So the third benefits. The third benefits here I will use governance. Okay. So I believe that this year there are a few cases of companies which are they get sued, they get law cases is because of their management, their board of directors, CEOs are involved in some money laundering activities. Okay, and so if your companies is not practicing a very good corporate governance in your company, then one day this will happen. So when this kind of I'll say bad news lah, this kind of bad news appears, so it affects your brand reputation that probably you have been building for the past 10, 20, 50 years. Everything just vanish in 1 second once the news is out. So in that case, you lose your trust. You lose your trust from your clients, from your employees, from your suppliers, and I believe that who wants to work with to have business relationship with these kind of businesses? Yeah. So if a company adhere to good ESG practices, then they can improve and protect the reputation of their companies. Okay, so these are the three benefits that I want to share with you today on the benefits of implementing ESG strategies. Okay, so let's recap. Number one is cost saving. Number two is that you attract a good talent, a good pool of talents. And number three is you build and protect the reputation of your company. Okay, so thank you again, Janan, for asking this question. All right, next. Okay, we have this question. We have a question from Nanda Kumaran asks, I've learned that waste produced, for instance, from a manufacturing process falls under scope 3. Can you explain why it's not classified under scope 1? Okay, good question, Nanda Kumaran. So I have experience working with clients to obtain ISO 14064-1, which is the greenhouse gases at the organizational level. And this is I would say, a very common questions I receive from the clients. Okay, so we understand that there's a category called waste generated in operations under scope 3. And one of the key criteria to determine that the emissions from the waste disposal will falls under scope 3 of this category is that the waste is disposed and treated at a third party waste management facilities. Okay, so this is the keyword third party. So an example, probably you are a steel manufacturing company and you produce some metal cutoff that your manufacturing processes cannot reuse it. Okay, so you want to dispose, you want to scrap it. Okay, so you will hire a waste collector, a scrap metal collector probably, to come to your operation, collect the metal scrap, and probably they will treat the metal scrap at their operations. So the waste is treated outside of the operation. Then in that case, it will fall under scope 3. Okay? So now, in what condition it will fall under scope 1? Actually, the waste generated in operation, if they are being treated within your organizational boundaries, then it will be considered under scope 1. So a very quite common one is wastewater treatment plant. Okay, a lot of big scale companies, they will treat the wastewater produced from their production in their operations, meaning that the electricity consumption used by the wastewater treatment plant is the bill is billed to the company. Okay, and then during the process, if let's say there are some chemical reactions happening during the wastewater treatment, the release of methane, a very common one, methane gas, and also nitrous oxide. So in that case, the wastewater treatment plant is operated by the company. The electricity is used by the company and is built by the company. So this will fall under scope 1. Okay, because the waste disposal, the waste treatment happens within the organizational boundary. Okay, so Nanda Kumaran, I hope you gain some insights on this. So actually, for the waste produced, not necessarily by default all goes to scope 3. It can falls under scope 1 also. So the key thing here is whether the waste is treated in-house within the organizational boundary, or it is treated outside by a third party. Okay, so I hope my answer helped you in clarifying your question. Okay, so we have not much time here, and we have this one last question from Su Hong. Hi, Su Hong. Okay, so Shu Hong asked, what are the main challenges while doing ESG reporting? Okay, so Shu Hong asked this question. Okay, so let me share with you. A lot of times when I interact, we try to understand, we talk with our clients. The major challenge that they are facing is the data collection. So they do not know what data to report. They do not know how can I put this data in a way that my readers can easily get it, can easily understand it. Because when we say data, not only positive data like how much percentage of electricity consumption I reduced in this year, but it also applicable to data which are negative, which such as maybe there are fatalities happen in my construction site, someone fell down, those negative kind of data. So they are confused like, do I need to report all these bad things that happen in my company? Yeah, they have a lot of questions, a lot of uncertainty. They are not confident on the way they write their ESG report. Okay, so in that case, you have companies have these challenges. So our advice is there are a lot of ESG reporting standards out there. Choose those that you want to prioritize. Don't say, okay, I want to follow 5 reporting standards. Then you will just make yourself more and more confusing because you have a lot of data to collect, and then you will have the data that you collect, the more confused you are. Okay, so just stick to 1 or 2 reporting standards that is the most relevant to your company, and just follow, because reporting is just like ticking the checklist. Okay, all right, so reporting the data in a way that makes your report looks balanced, in a balanced manner lah. So good thing you also report, and bad things you also report. The bad things you report, but people will be scared that what if someone criticize my company? Okay, but it's okay. You can give some justification, the reasons, and very important is that you show your commitment for improvement. And then the readers will buy it. They will buy it. They say that, okay, this company made some mistake, but they have the commitment, they have the intention to improve. And in the next reporting year, you report. You say what have you done, what is the result of the improvement. Yeah, so that's one of the challenges that companies are facing when doing the ESG report. Okay, and another thing is this only applicable to if your companies are very big. Okay, so example, you are Berhad Holdings Berhad, then you have 5 to 6 different entities that are doing different nature of business. Yeah, so in that case, they say, oh my God, how do I consolidate all data in this one annual report? So, and then if your sustainability department has only 2, 3 people, then that will be worse. So, how to overcome these challenges? I think this one is falls more on the resources, yeah, the capabilities. So, train your people, appoint sustainability champion for each business unit, get their cooperation, unite together so that you'll be easier for you to conduct the whole data collection process and to report it according to the selected reporting standards. Okay? All right. So thank you so much for the questions. I'm very happy to see that you guys are enjoying this live and there's a lot of engagement. Thank you so much. Okay. So unfortunately, we have to wrap up now. Okay. So we will do announce the winner, right? So just like in the beginning, we say that you join this live and then we'll give out a free ticket for our lucky winner to join our upcoming ESG and sustainability workshop. Okay, so here the winner is, wow, this person has a very similar name as me. Congratulations, Jia Xin. Congratulations, Jia Xin. So, Jia Xin, you are our lucky winner to get this free ticket worth 399 ringgit to attend our ESG and sustainability workshop on 23rd November 2023. Okay, so after this live, our team member will contact you for the details about the workshop. Okay, congratulations, Jashin. And also, a very, very thank you to all our friends here on our LinkedIn Live. Thank you so much for joining us today, this noon. So, yeah, I'm very happy that I can see that there are a lot of questions coming in, meaning that you guys are curious, you guys want to improve your knowledge, your skills in ESG and sustainability, whether it's for your own or for your companies. Thank you so much for your participation. Okay, so yeah, so I think it's 2 p.m. now. So we will end our live session now and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming. Bye.